Drum rolls. Thank you once again for tuning into this channel, Daughter of Africa. We are all about Africa, and Africa is our business. I am Sharon. So sometime this month, there was a story of how 7 children from Senegal were vaccinated against COVID-19 slash coronavirus slash the virus from China, however you want to refer to it. And word was that they died in the process. Now, this piece of information was all over different social media platforms, and of course, it elicited an angry reaction, especially from Africa. I mean, how can a whole responsible government allow its children to be used as guinea pigs or laboratory rats? But this piece of information was confirmed as fake news after a spokesperson from the Ministry of Health of Senegal confirmed that nothing of the sort happened in the country. Now, as an African, when we begin to receive such pieces of information, it keeps us on our toes because, again, Africa has suffered a lot. It has been discriminated. We've faced racism. So we are at a point where some of us cannot be too trusting of what is coming outside the continent into the continent. We are at a point where we have to question each and everything that is brought into the continent because, again, we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. If we're not going to protect ourselves, then who is going to protect Africa? We have to wake up and protect ourselves. So we are at a position where we have to question each and everything. Now in Kenya, we normally have daily briefings of how the country is coping with COVID-19, and because people were angry with all these pieces of information flying here and there, how the developed nations want to test their vaccines in Africa, our president had to address this issue, and this is what he had to say. President Uhuru Kenyatta affirmed that Kenya was not going to be used as a testing ground for COVID-19 vaccine after researchers from United Kingdom announced plans to carry out vaccine trials in the country. So this is what exactly he said, and I quote, "Let no one lie to you that there are plans of testing a vaccine which Kenya does not know anything about, but our institutions, specifically Cambridge, Kenya Primate Research and others, are involved in the global effort to try and find a vaccine." I salute you, President Uhuru Kenyatta. This just goes on to show that Africa will need to rise. We need to wake up. No one cares about us. If we're not going to care about ourselves, no one out there is going to care about us. It is time we have to fight for our right and position on this globe. All right. So, apart from this, and the researchers from the United Kingdom who wanted to come and test their vaccines on Kenyans, there were 2 French doctors who were they were discussing on TV, national TV, and these French doctors were proposing that they should come and test their vaccines in Africa. I mean, how low can it get? Okay, fine. We know that we always have to receive all the blows when it comes to racism. We know that Africa has become a place where everything is dumped here. Everything is dumped on the continent. But now you want to use our bodies as guinea pigs. Who does that? We are humans, for God's sake. Even if our skin color is different, we are humans. At the end of the day, we have feelings. We have red blood flowing in our veins, just like you. Why propose such an absurd thing? Try out a vaccine on our people. Why not try it on your own people? You cannot compare the extent at which COVID-19 has affected Africa with Europe. Why not try it out on your own people? Seriously? So the French doctors later apologized and said they were misunderstood. Yeah, right. Um, but we all know, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. We are all watching you. Africa is watching the West. Eh? We are all watching you. I think developed nations should know that the Africa they're dealing with right now is not the Africa of the ancient times. Right now, people are awoke. People are awoke. We are watching each and every step developed nations are taking. So do not try anything funny because anyway. So the World Health Organization reacted to what the French doctors proposed. They want us to be testing grounds so that they can just come and jab. How will it react? How will this vaccine react on a human body? Let's test with these Africans. Then you inject. You see how we're going to react, so that we are your guinea pigs, from us. Then you can know how it's gonna react with you. Seriously, like I don't know. Anyway, the World Health Organization reacted to what the French doctors were proposing, and of course, whatever it is that they did sparked an angry reaction. We had different people reacting to what they were saying, calling it absurd. I mean, in this day and age, people can come out on TV and speak straight on our faces how they were going to try out this vaccine before they try it out on their own people. And truth be told, Africa has not been impacted as much as other continents, even though we had all this prophetic doom, the way Africa is going to witness dead bodies all over our streets. But these people are getting proven wrong. It's over 1 month since Kenya recorded its first case, and still the magnitude of what the developed nations wanted to see here and start reporting, we are not yet there. We have our God. We have our God. The Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, had this to say concerning, the proposal from the French doctors, and I quote: "To be honest, I was so appalled, and it was a time when I said we needed solidarity. This kind of racist remark actually will not help. It goes against the solidarity." He goes on to say, "Africa cannot and will not be a testing ground for any vaccine. We will follow all the rules to test any vaccine or therapeutics all over the world using exactly the same rule, whether it's in Europe, Africa, or wherever. We will use the same protocol. And if there is any to be tested elsewhere to treat human beings, the same way, equally, and the hangover from a colonial mentality has to stop. Get that, racists? It has to stop. It has to stop. And who will not allow this to happen?" Thank you, Tedros. So we are living at a time when racism is still very much alive in this world. And Africa has always been a victim, And it's really sad that whenever Africans are experiencing racism, we are the ones expected to act as the bigger person. I mean, why is that? Why the double standard? So we should just sit there, receive the heat, and act just act normal. Why? Why? So I think it's a time when people should just wake up. People should just wake up and behave soberly, soberly, because Africa is rising. Africa is rising. That's all I can say. Africa is rising, and we are no longer going to accept being trampled upon or being treated as trash. We are awoke and we are watching. We are watching each and every step the developed nations are taking. That's all for this episode of the racist injection. I want to thank each and every person who has subscribed, commented, liked. I also like to urge kindly for anyone out there watching this video, kindly subscribe, like, comment. It's going to help this channel grow, and it's among the very few platforms dedicated to shining the right spotlight on the continent. So kindly subscribe, click on the notification bell so that you're notified each and every time we upload new content, and let's try and grow the channel to 50 subscribers by the end of May. Thank you very much. God bless you.